going on, guys? If you click the link, you know we're talking high pressure fuel pumps today. My Spool 150 came in, so I figured I'd make a video. I figured we can talk about the AMS pumps and the Spool pumps, and you can figure out what's right for you. So on the table we have the Spool Performance FX-150 high pressure fuel pump, and I have switched over from AMS's RA338 high pressure fuel pump. Sold that. You guys saw it on the Facebook group. It sold pretty quick. I sold it pretty cheap. Shipped it over to here. So let's go over, let's do some comparisons, okay? So we've got the prices of both, right? So we've got the Spool on the left, 150, $13.99, $1,400 bucks. We've got the RA338, $14.50. A little more expensive for AMS, right? You're paying for that AMS name, I guess. So we'll go over to the big boys. Spool's big boy is the FX-180, $17.99, $1,800 bucks. AMS's is RA405, $2,300. The $2,379 is if you add the low pressure feed line, if you have a flex fuel kit. So let's go to AMS's flow rates. So 338, obviously flow rate 338. There's your max bar. There's your pump bore. Horsepower, what everyone cares about, right? 715 is on gas, on your OEM injectors. 405, 250, 11.5, 860 horsepower. That's on gas. That's on your OEM fuel injectors. Now I wish this chart was a little clearer, but if you guys go on AMS's website, you can see this information. I pulled all this information off the websites, so you guys can see exactly what I brought up. I just made it a little easier for us to look at, right? So those are the flow rates for these. So the flow rates for the Spools, 150 is gonna give you 50% more fuel. The 180, which, sorry guys, jump back to it. The 180 is gonna give us 80% more fuel. Now, let's talk warranties. We saw the prices. What do I get besides the pump? What protection do I get? So our Spool pumps give us lifetime warranty. Buy the pump, lifetime warranty. Our AMS pumps give us 24 months manufacturer's defect damage warranty. That means that, God forbid, your pump fails or isn't working right or whatever, it will be covered if it's discovered that it's a defect from the manufacturer. So take that however you want to take it, right? Now, I'm going to go into a subject that's a little touchy for our AMS guys, is the flow rate. Like I said, if you go on AMS's website, you can pull their graphs, do your own numbers. Now, unfortunately, Spool doesn't have a graph, so we can only go off of, you know, what Spool is saying and what people that have purchased the Spool have noticed. So the Spool fuel pumps, both the 150 and the 180, flow more than the AMS pumps. They do. The 338 flows less than the Spool 150, and the AMS 405 flows less than the FX 180. I mean, it just does. It's not a huge amount, but it's a good amount. So that it gets you thinking, right? Well, why am I gonna spend the extra money? So let's go for the 150, right? Why am I gonna spend the extra money if this pump over here flows more, that looks better? I want to say it looks better because I like the red and the black. That's biased. Anyway, the warranty is better, and you know you get great performance because these guys kill it in the BMW Mercedes game. And they just recently went to the Infinity because if you know the BMW engines and the Mercedes engines, the way they're designed with the low pressure and high pressure fuel pump, it's very similar to what we have going on. So for me, it doesn't make sense to pay extra for something that's performance-wise inferior. Take it with a grain of salt. It's coming from me. Who am I? I'm nobody. But if you go to the big boy and look at the big boy prices, I mean, $1,800, $2,300, I can put that money somewhere else. Now, the good thing about Spool and AMS, Spool they'll have sales all the time if you look on their website. Their 150 fuel pump, at one time, they had a sale, and you can get that thing for $1,100. And then they had another sale that it was, I think it was close to like $1,000. So that's a killer deal. I know AMS does the usual like Black Friday sales and stuff like that. I don't know what other sales they do. On the Facebook group, you can talk to Josh. He's really good. Whenever I have AMS questions, I hit him up and he responds right away, if not within like an hour or so. So that's a breakdown for those two pumps. Basically, pick what you think is right for your build. Me, I picked Spool. Now, why you would need the bigger pump? If you guys are gonna run more E, then you're gonna need the bigger pump. I know a lot of guys, you know, are on the E train. They're just, listen, I gotta run more E content. I need 70, I need 80, I need 85, you know, or I need 60, 65. Right now for my build, I'm not stressed about running a high E content. I'm gonna have direct port meth for some more fuel supplementation, and I'm running 93, so I'm not too worried. The 150 will let me flow a lot of E on top of already be running pretty much what it'll be race gas. And it's gonna flow more than the 338, excuse me. Now, as you guys know, if you've been following my build, I've got bigger turbos, so we'll see. From talking to my tuner, shouldn't have any issues. I know he wanted me to get the big boy from the get-go, and I kind of want to progressively go and see what the limits are on 93 and direct port, vice relying on E85. And nobody except for really AMS, even them, they ran race gas. They'll tell you regular gas, but they ran race gas. So no one's really known the limits of full 93 and direct port meth and how that correlates. So we're gonna run this for the first iteration of my build, and then we'll go from there. We'll see how she likes it with the meth. What's it looking like for fueling for us? And then we'll decide if we need injectors or, yeah, well, it'll be injectors, and then it'll be going up to the big boy pump. A lot of people still aren't grasping the fact that, yeah, you can get the biggest pump in the world, but if you don't have injectors spitting out that fuel, and you're just wasting time. So, and that goes back to what I was saying. A lot of guys didn't need the injectors. Some guys do. Those guys that are E-hungry, you guys need the fuel pump. You guys need the injectors. Throw a crap ton of E at it and just let it fly. For me right now, I'm not worried about E. I have AMS's flex fuel kit, so if I did want to run E, yeah, I could. I have AMS's low pressure fuel pump, so like I said, if I did want to run E, I could. I'm just not trying to be so dependent on E. E is great. For me, I just don't want to be dependent on it. All right, guys. Spool FX-150. If you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. Up thumb, down thumb. Tell me what you want to see. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me what you guys run. Like I said, I ran the RA338. I had no issues with it. Great fuel pump. Easy to install. AMS has great instructions online. No issues. I just made the switch. Sometimes you just gotta make the switch, see what else they got. All right, guys. Later.